In this video, I will take a look at how winter maintenance reveals who is truly prioritized on our streets in most of the US and Canada, and provide a perspective of how poor winter maintenance deters people from wanting to walk or bike during the colder months. Most cities already provide inadequate biking and walking infrastructure, even for fair weather. Add ice and snow into the mix, and those already unappealing areas start to look downright scary or impossible to get through. Let me ask you this, would you want to ride a bike here? While I'm focusing on wintertime maintenance, my intention is not to be critical of those who do this important work. I know the crew from my town is made up of some great people who care and work long, hard hours to do their job. Nevertheless, I believe that we need to be aware of how our pattern of prioritizing maintenance for people driving above all else can deter people from walking and biking. There are many reasons behind what winter maintenance priorities are for different towns. It may be that city and state maintenance crews assume that no one bikes or walks in the winter. However, this is simply not true, as you can see here. Some people may be biking to school or walking after getting off transit. The truth is that when bike paths and sidewalks are properly maintained, more people will use them in all kinds of weather. I caught some footage while I was out a couple days after a snowstorm. You might expect that sidewalks and bike paths could have been cleared after a couple of days, and yet I am met by this berm of ice and snow blocking this pedestrian crossing. I find this ironic because I'm required by city ordinance to clear the sidewalk in front of my home after a snowstorm, but sidewalks along primary streets connecting to community destinations are not cleared. As someone who has a son that uses a wheelchair, I also see this as a hit on social equity. What is someone in a wheelchair supposed to even do here? I walked my bike through the interchange in the opposite direction, and it was the same story. In addition to the lack of winter maintenance, the usual safety issues of an auto-centric roadway occur, such as this car which blocked the crosswalk. Luckily, I still find awesome people out there, such as this driver of an SUV that stopped for me as I struggled to cross the rocky mountains of the street gutter. Here I am taking a popular path to a local shopping district. As you can see, a lot of people have been making this trek on foot, but it's unfit for someone on wheels. I normally take this path so I don't have to share the road with cars, but this time, I decided to take my chances. As far as I could see, all the vehicle travel lanes have been cleared of snow, whereas many of the bike lanes and trails were not completely plowed or not plowed at all. When the bike lanes and trails are not cleared, it makes it tough to ride, which really pushes you to have to ride in the vehicle travel lanes. Since many people aren't comfortable riding in vehicle travel lanes, they drive. When I see the nice, clear vehicle travel lanes compared to the many trails and sidewalks living in the land of ice and snow, it is clear to me that cars are the priority, and those walking and biking are often forgotten about. This is more than just a simple inconvenience. It's a sign that if you don't own a car, you don't matter as much in our cities, and you're not expected to be able to participate fully in society. By contrast, here in Salt Lake City, the ramps and crosswalk were cleared to ensure access for everyone. And as a bonus, this snow pile shows that a pedestrian refuge island would work well in this location. Now, I'd like everyone to remember that giving priority to cars limits transportation choices, which leads to more traffic congestion, increased noise pollution, and decreased air quality among other issues. Here's a view of a winter inversion starting to trap pollution in the Salt Lake Valley. Air quality is a real struggle here, and according to the Utah Department of Environmental Quality, over 40% of the emissions you're seeing in this is caused by motor traffic. If even 5% of the distance traveled by car in Salt Lake County was done by walking or biking, it could reduce emissions by 550 tons every day and make the air a little bit more breathable for everyone. Of course, that won't happen without some serious improvements to walking and biking infrastructure and winter maintenance. There is some hope. Salt Lake City has cleared one of their protected bike lanes, and the UDOT Department of Transportation had this regional bike path cleared. This bike path connects people to shopping centers, schools, parks, employment, and to a hospital. However, even though most of this bike path is plowed, there's more attention needed, particularly on this intersection with the high-speed roadway where you either have to go over this ice and snow berm or go around it and play chicken with the opposite direction of traffic. As the culture for walking and biking grows, more maintenance may naturally be prioritized. The catch-22 is that a lack of proper winter maintenance will really hold back the growth of bike culture. The good news is, most cities want to address the concerns of their residents. Call or email your city's public works department and share with them your winter maintenance concerns, or even make some suggestions for a priority network of paths to be cleared. You can likely find their contact information on your city's website. Seriously, reach out. You never know when you might be the voice that tips the scales. Even in Lehigh City, Utah, their parks department started using their equipment to plow priority bike paths in the city that connect transit to places of employment. For a great example of winter maintenance, check out this video by Not Just Bikes that shows how Oulu, Finland has developed a comprehensive maintenance plan and how they've been successful in seeing a great amount of winter ridership. I put the link to this video in the description. Until we start maintaining bike paths and sidewalks like Oulu, I'll do my best to ride through the ice and snow. Or not. Thanks for watching and subscribe to join me on this bike quest.
This is why we need trail maintenance right there. Yep, there we go.